For years, Vogtul was in prison. In the spring of the 15th year since his visit, an army of beautiful armored militants ascended on the kingdom of Latros. They taunted the civilians and requested information about the dwarf who encountered the great dragon. As when it seemed all was lost, the ground from underneath Latros ripped open, and the earth took form as if it had a body. A titan, forged in bouldering rocks, began smashing the intruders into the ground and sending them flying out of the kingdom walls. The water took shape as well in a form of a body, and another titan that was made of water lashed out at the fleet with its mighty water torrent, forcing and even drowning the intruders into submission. Then a strong wind had pushed the fleet off their feet and sent them flying hundreds of meters back, making it hard for them to see through the debris. The wind also took form, a titan made of debris, wind, and smoke. All titans had cleared the way and quickly ascended to the mountain to meet a character observing from afar. Latros was spared speedy destruction, and the dwarf king of Latros saw the opportunity to go into hiding in a dungeon beneath the empire where the imprisoned were kept from daylight, the prison in which Vogtul remained silent. When the invaders had dispersed, the rebuilding began, and the prisoners were released to labor for the project. Vogtul saw the destruction that the intruders had created. Vogtul understood now that his life was in grave danger. He knew that his body was a vessel of contained secrets, and the dragon wanted him dead. To lower the risk on his life, he kept it secret even among his peers and fellow men. He broke the chains that enslaved him and withdrew along with his closest companions. Imprisoned in Latros, Vogtul knew he could not be detained. The walls in which he was imprisoned within were all rune-based articles. A couple of months later, after the invasion of the culprits, a school of dragons invaded Latros. The dragons ascended with much ferocity. The kingdom of Latros were greatly overwhelmed. During battle, a battalion of dwarves presented themselves, pulling, tackling, and smiting the dragons one after the other. The dwarves of Latros who were hiding within the walls were unsure who they were. But a spy was nearby. Hovering from a distance, a much greater dragon was observing all events that were taking place. It hurled a fireball towards the dungeon doors, and the dragon crawled itself in. It was black as sackcloth, and upon its head a crystal rune in the middle of its forehead. Sensing danger nearby, Vogtul asked the prison guard to be released at once. Unsure of his decision, Vogtul reasoned that if he didn't release him, the dragon would kill him, and in exchange he would protect him from the dragon. And so an agreement sufficed. Vogtul was free. He immediately touched and extracted the runes from the stones within the prison, relieved the guard of his armor, and engraved symbols on it with just his finger. The armor began to absorb the extracted runes, and the engravings became filled with liquid stone that appeared out of nowhere. Vogtul put the armor on just in time to connect the guard's baton to the dragon's jaw, smashing its head and kicking it back towards the entrance. Vogtul ran towards the dragon with the prison guard's baton, and while charging the dragon, he observed through his eyes that the dragon itself was entirely runic.